This is for conservatives in Connecticut. I am Mark Stewart. I have been called the Ted Cruz of Connecticut, and I wear that label proudly. I am also an analyst of government, and I am one who desperately wants Connecticut to succeed. Otherwise, I, like many of you, are heading out of here. Okay? The lights will go out by the end of the decade if we don't greatly right the ship. Please open your eyes to the fact that with Mr. Stefanowski, even if elected, he's not going to greatly right the ship. Okay? He and his handlers are not demonstrably capable of making the mainstream, the big changes needed. It's because cultural issues are where it's at, especially in Connecticut, where we have CRT in our schools, where the legislature is allowing boys to be in girls' locker rooms, where we have this ongoing, and Bob hasn't even mentioned it, the welfare problem that we keep paying people who don't want to work. Bob rests too often on the economics. Well, the economy's bad, and we're going to get it going again. All right, sometimes he adds to it something about corruption. Well, we're going to look into this, and we're going to shape things up. That's not good enough. And there's a great solution even to corruption, and that's the kind of libertarian one. It's that corruption almost ends if you greatly downsize the government. When you remove it of most of its funding, when you remove it of the responsibilities that they have taken, usurped, and sometimes with legal authority expanded, then it doesn't matter that there's an occasional petty official because he can't do much with very many dollars. Bob doesn't address this. He's a good man and probably a smart man, but he's listening to handlers that didn't get him over the top. He did come close last time, but the prospects are worse this time. Okay, Ned Lamont has a decent economy. He has very low COVID numbers. Look, despite all the crap he did, he can still say we're relatively safe compared to other states. And so Bob's going to have a hard time if he just goes after Ned. And there's a huge gaping target instead for 200 days. That's when Bob became the presumptive nominee in late January. For 100 days, the official nominee. But there's only 48 days. Now, this is mid-August until the October release for absentee voting. Okay? That's not a lot of time to change. And I don't see his handlers making changes. They're either slow enough or maybe stupid enough, can't tell, to see the big gaping hole. It's federal. And that all these federal pronouncements or out-of-state horrors of Black Lives Matter terrorism, of terrible schooling, that might not necessarily be here. But here's the target. Every elected Democrat buys into it or else is silent. Bob did what I thought was a very good thing 4 years ago when he opened up his first debate by criticizing not Ned Lamont, but his predecessor, Dan Malloy. And it was actually the right thing to do because Ned was a successor to the excesses of Dan Malloy. The best criticism that Bob could be doing is not necessarily, again, on Ned Lamont. It's Ned's protection, along with every other elected Democrat, of the far left, the ones who want to destroy America. That's clear, and the far left is protected by people like Dick Blumenthal, Charles Schumer, and yes, Ned Lamont. You go after that, you have a winning campaign, but you better turn it around the next few weeks or you're done. I'm Mark Stewart.